Hi, Faith Baptist Fellowship. Hope you're having a great week. It's a warm day, reminds us spring is on the way. I think we're all delighted with that. Glad to have the deep freeze behind us, right? You'll be watching this on Wednesday, the Lord willing. That's when it'll go out, but I'm actually taping it with Pastor Thomas on Tuesday afternoon. I have a meeting I'll be involved with tomorrow morning. So because it's Tuesday, the Bible readings for today are from Psalm 50. Now, when I read it, one of the verses rang a bell, and I remembered something, and so I went to look it up, and that is that in John Piper's book, Desiring God, there's a section where he's quoting the great London preacher Charles Haddon Spurgeon about what he calls Robinson Crusoe's verse. It's Psalm 50, verse 15. Now, did you ever read that novel? Robinson Crusoe? It seems like I either read it or maybe I read an abridgment for a children's level, something like that, but that would be 100 years ago. But Spurgeon, when he's preaching, he gives the setting of the story. You know, it involves a shipwreck and Robinson Crusoe being left alone on an island. Quoting Spurgeon, Robinson Crusoe has been wrecked. He is left on the desert island all alone. His case is a very pitiable one. He goes to his bed and he is smitten with fever. The fever lasts upon him long, and he has no one to wait upon him, not even someone to bring him a drink of cold water. He's ready to perish. He had been accustomed to sin and had all the vices of a sailor, but his hard case brought him to think. He opened a Bible which he had found in a chest that had washed ashore, and he lights upon this passage in the Bible: "Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver thee, and thou shalt glorify me." That night he prayed for the first time in his life, and ever after there was in him a hope in God, which marked the birth of the heavenly life. End of quote. Now, Piper chimes in. Robinson Crusoe's text was Psalm 50, verse 15. It is God's way of getting glory for himself. Pray to me, I will deliver you. And the results will be, you will glorify me. Then he quotes from Spurgeon again. God and the praying man take shares. First, here is your share. Call upon me in the day of trouble. Secondly, here is God's share. I will deliver thee. And again, you take a share, for you shall be delivered. And then again, it is the Lord's turn. Thou shalt glorify me. Here is a compact, a covenant that God enters into with you who pray to him and whom he helps. He says, you shall have the deliverance, but I must have the glory. Here is a delightful partnership. We obtain that which we so greatly need. And all that God getteth is the glory which is due unto his name. And then Piper comments, what a delightful partnership indeed. He gets the glory precisely because he shows himself full and strong to deliver us into joy. Well, there's a little thought related to Psalm 50, verse 15. What a great verse that is. Kind of tucked right in the middle of that psalm between the Lord's voice speaking to the righteous and their need to have thankful hearts, and on the second half of the psalm, speaking to the wicked about the judgment to come. And right in the middle there, call upon me in the day of trouble. And we're living in a time where there's plenty of trouble, isn't there? Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you. You will glorify me. So let's be praying much in these days, shall we? I hope you are. And I hope that you're experiencing God's grace and deliverance day by day, and that we then respond with glorifying him with praise and adoration and much thanksgiving, as Psalm 50 tells us to. Well, you'll be watching this Wednesday night. We have a prayer meeting on Zoom still. The link will be here in this newsletter. Children's ministry, youth ministry, full slate of those things Wednesday night here at the church. Coming up next Sunday, we'll have the Lord's Supper in our worship service because it's the first Sunday of March. And also the launch of a new Faith U class between the services. The one that Dave had been teaching is ending, and now a study of 2 Corinthians. So I hope you adults will come together for that class in the fellowship hall and the study of that great book of 2 Corinthians. Well, these are amazing days. A week from today, Krista and I will be flying to Florida, where I'm going to spend a few days preaching and doing some teaching at the church of a friend of mine, Pastor Greg Heinch and his congregation, Celebration Community Church, in the community of Celebration, which is in Orlando. Pray for us, will you? Pray for my preaching, 3 services over the weekend, and meeting with leadership and doing some teaching on the subject of praying and building a praying church. We're looking forward to that trip. Again, we leave a week from Wednesday, so on the 10th of March, we'll be gone about a week. The Lord bless you. Hope you have a great day and a great week, and that you're calling on the Lord. He will deliver, and you will glorify Him.